Hi, my name is Paul Houston and I am a STEM ambassador. I'm also a commercial director for a company that electrifies railway lines, and I oversee a team of quantity surveyors that manage the costs of building electrified railway lines. I've worked in construction for over 30 years and I've had the opportunity to work in 14 different countries. So how does my job relate to sustainability? Well, electric trains are one of the most efficient and environmentally friendly methods of transporting large numbers of people and goods across the country. They produce 25% less carbon emissions than diesel trains. They produce over 50% less carbon emissions than if the same journey was made by car, and a huge 80% less carbon emissions than if the same journey was made by aeroplane. So why are only 33% of the railway lines in the UK electrified? Well, the cost of electrifying railway lines is very high and it's also a slow process. It costs nearly £5 million to electrify every single kilometre of railway track. So that would equate to around about £60 billion in today's money to electrify all the remaining railway lines in England, Scotland and Wales. And it would probably take around about 30 years to do it. So, I've been asked some questions and I'll read out the questions and I will try my best to give you some short answers. So why do you want to electrify railway lines is the first question. Well, as I've already explained, electrifying railway lines provides a solution which is much friendlier on the environment. It is a sustainable solution as well because we electrify the lines and the equipment can be there and be used for over 50 years. Next question. Where does the electricity come from? Is it renewable? Well, the electricity comes from the same source as we use at home. Okay, it comes from power stations and it also comes from more renewable sources as well. So electrifying railway lines gives us a great choice of being able to select where the electricity comes from, and of course that means that we can move it from less renewable to more renewable sources of energy. So the next question I've got is, what sort of sustainable solutions do you use for the railways? Well, there's many solutions that we're adopting and we're trying to introduce. So as an example, we are trialling the introduction of hybrid trains. Now, hybrid trains are not like the traditional cars where they have a petrol engine and they run on batteries. These are electric trains that use the overhead power line, but also they have batteries on board so that when the power lines are not available, they can run on batteries. Now, why is this important? Well, because electrifying railway lines requires quite a high system height where you have to mount the electrical lines over and above the railway line. Most of the railway lines in the United Kingdom were built over 100 years ago, and the bridges that go over the railway lines are designed only for old diesel trains, not for the newer height of electrification. And traditionally we have electrified lines, we've knocked down a lot of those bridges, and some of those bridges are quite old, and it's disappointing that we have to knock those down for the sake of progress. So what we'd like to do is to retain those bridges as much as we can. It also, in knocking down those bridges, it creates a severe amount of traffic disruption. So using hybrid trains is one solution that we are trying to introduce, which can help us to roll out the electrification of railway lines much quicker and much cheaper in the longer term. So my next question asked of me is, are electric trains faster or quieter? Well, they are, both. Electric trains are lighter because they don't carry an engine, And that means that they can accelerate quicker and they have a higher top speed. And because of the fact that they are lighter, it also means that they are quieter and they produce less vibration. What subjects did you study at school? I studied mathematics, economics, politics and physics. I then went to university and I trained as a quantity surveyor. So what's the favourite part of your job? I think this has changed over the years that I've been working, but I would say that these days the favourite part of my job is the mentoring role that I have for some of the younger members of my team, is seeing them develop and seeing them develop into more experienced quantity surveyors and seeing them develop their own experience and their own careers. So why is sustainability an important part of your work? Well, sustainability is an important part of everybody's job. We all have an impact on the environment, and I feel that we are duty bound to minimise that impact as much as we can. So if there's a role that you can play in putting something back that provides sustainable solutions and minimises your impact on the environment, then I think you're doing your job properly. And the final question I've got is, what did you want to be when you were little? I wanted to be a builder. I've always wanted to build things from the very outset. So I enjoy playing with my Lego, and I've always wanted to see things built in their physical environment. So there you go. Thank you for watching this short video. I'm proud to be part of STEM Ambassadors, a large network of volunteers. Our commitment and support brings STEM subjects to life and helps demonstrate the value of them in careers. You too can request a STEM Ambassador to support your school and community group activities, either face-to-face or online, by visiting the STEM Learning website. Thank you.